Hey, all right. So I'm back. Guess what I'm gonna talk about? Um, I just reached eight months on T a few days ago, and really, I just wanted to see uh, for myself if my voice is any different because I'm very enthusiastic, and I also like to hear myself talk. But I also wanted to go in more into emotional changes rather than physical changes because I can only repeat like facial hair and body hair and fat redistribution like a couple of times before everyone's like, Lou, we know, like whatever. But there's been a lot of mental changes as well that I have kind of realized over the last 8 months. And I think that it would be really interesting to talk about those. The first thing I would say, I mentioned it last time, is I lost the ability to cry. I mentioned that it was very difficult for me to actually get to the physical point of crying. Um, and that's still true, but there has been a development, and I was watching about a week ago. I was watching an emotional video on YouTube, uh, like people wishing this other person happy birthday and stuff, and I did. I managed to cry. It wasn't a lot. It was just a few tears every couple of minutes, but like tears actually fell out of my eyes. Like I had to wipe them away, and there was actual crying. And I texted my friend, and I was like, "There's been a breakthrough. Um, I can cry." It's still very minimal, and definitely not as much as I used to. And it definitely takes longer for me to get there emotionally, but my ability to cry has been somewhat reinstated. Um, but yeah, so emotionally, if something upsets me, it turns more into, I would say, like immediate frustration, not anger, um, but instead of like feeling hurt, um, like more in the chest kind of, I don't know, like pre-T, something would really hurt me and I would just, my face would feel hot, and like I would feel it like here in my chest, and it would just kind of be like this weight here. But now it's like more frustration, and I feel it more like in my hands, which is weird because I get kind of like I also have anxiety, so maybe um, maybe that's part of it. But instead of immediately going to like, oh, I feel terrible and I'm going to cry, it's more like I'm agitated with whatever it is. But it also like uh, it subsides a lot more quickly too. Like I don't hold on to the feeling of being upset as much. And I don't know if that is like a thing about testosterone, but I think that it's just like the way that my brain has changed because of how I feel about myself now. Because I feel a lot better about myself, I'm able to process emotions differently. And instead of immediately going to like, the world is ending and I'm going to cry about it, it's more like agitation and then whatever, and then I can leave it. Um, Definitely a lot more. I would say confident. I mean, I've always been loud and I've always been uh, fairly confident, but it's like I feel more comfortable in my own skin. Like I, you know, I and it seems weird because some people, you know, they always know me as Lou who likes to. I mean, I've always been like one for the camera, obviously, and and I am talking almost all the time. If I'm not talking, they think something's wrong with me. But I hold myself a little differently, I think. I, I don't know. I'm still trying to explain it, but it's, there's definitely a bigger, there's better, bleh, there's more, I have more confidence, and I'm fully embracing the more feminine side of myself now, because before I really didn't want anything to do with anything slightly feminine, and it would like upset me if I had to, you know, partake in anything like that. But now that I understand myself and I know who I am, and I'm looking how I want to look, and I'm sounding like I want to sound, you know, I will paint my nails. I had one of my friends um, make me up as David Bowie a few weeks ago, and I had glitter all over my face and lipstick and like eyeshadow and stuff. And I put earrings back in for the first time in like a year and a half, um, which is really nice. I'm stretching them a little bit, but it's a secret. Shh. Um, so yeah, I'm definitely more comfortable in that respect. Um, and then the other really big change is that I'm realizing um, just how different strangers are treating me because I am perceived as male now. Um, and I'm more aware of that, and because I'm so aware of it, I'm kind of like overly self-conscious about it. Like when I'm out in public, I um, am very careful about how I interact with um, women, and you know, because I know that I look like a man, so I don't want to, and I am a man, and I don't want to like encroach on their uh, feel like their, you know, feelings. I want them to feel okay, and I'm very self conscious of how I act around people, just because I don't know. Um, like back last my last semester in school, I walked into a classroom on the first day, and I noticed that there were all guys, and there were like two girls in the class, and I was like, man, there's only like two girls in this class, and I kind of like identified with that. I'm like, man, there's only two of us, or three of us now, and I was like, oh wait, like I'm part of the male like majority, like I'm part of the problem. It wasn't necessarily a problem, but it was just weird, like weird things like that. I'm realizing the shift of uh, dynamics and things has been really interesting. Like I've had dudes people who I perceive to be cis men in public talk to me as if I'm another cis man, which is good, but then sometimes they end up saying things that are like kind of off-putting, you know, like this, like they, you know, they just say things about women and stuff that's kind of not good saying. I'm just like, you're saying this to me because you perceive me as male, and it's really weird because um, no one would have said that to me before. Um, and sometimes I don't even understand what people are trying to say because I don't speak like that, and my friends, you know, don't speak like that. So sometimes when a stranger, you know, asks me a question that's kind of typically like a dude's question about another girl or something, I genuinely don't know how to respond because I don't know that that's what they're asking. And it's pretty it can get awkward, but it is, you know, I, it's something that I'm learning and learning how to navigate and stuff, which is interesting. Um, yeah, it's been 10 minutes and I'm very sorry. This video is probably gonna take like an hour to upload because Facebook, I don't know. Um, but yeah, this is not so much about the physical things, but more about mental changes and stuff. And I can't believe it's been the better part of a year and 4 short months. I'm gonna have been on for a year, and that's like a significant milestone. And it's pretty trippy to think about. Anyway, I'm gonna go now. Thank you for listening to me ramble about things and not look at the camera because it's really hard. Anyway, bye.